the building of Parliament is an iconic building. It's something that just stands completely apart. But it was never intended to be, in the design of the new imperial city of New Delhi. In fact, when the city was being conceptualized in the early 1910s, I think it was 1912 or 1913, the buildings that were thought of was the Viceroy's house or the Governor's house, which is now the President's house, and the two secretarial blocks, which is the North Block and the South Block. And Parliament, which is on Raisina Hill, on the right of North Block, below the North Block, was never part of the architectural design. It was much later, when the Morley-Minto reforms happened, then actually the building of Parliament was conceptualized to house the legislature, the Council of Princesses and the Council of States. And that's when I think 1921 was when the foundation for Parliament House was laid, and I think it was completed in 1927, and then Parliament House was inaugurated. The first version of India's Supreme Court actually worked, in the Parliament House. That's where the Supreme Court, started working. It was called the Federal Court at that time, and then it kind of moved to a separate building of its own. Parliament, the Houses of Parliament have also gone, through a huge change. When they started out, there was, they were supposed to cater only to about, 150 people in the chamber, which is Rajyasabha, and about 300 people in Loksabha. Obviously, the size of, Loksabha is much larger now. Over the years, the Houses of Parliament were not air conditioned. Then the CPWD had to lay air conditioning ducts to, cool both the houses. Then came the advent of television. Television cameras had to be placed. So Lok Sabha TV started, formally in 2004. But before that, there was live proceedings on All India Radio for the question hour and for the President's address. And then Doordarshan started, doing some, telecast of the proceedings. And finally, 2004 onwards, the live telecast of the proceedings of Parliament started happening. But then, to keep up with the age of technology, Parliament House also had to be equipped with wireless internet. Earlier, the wireless internet was only available in that surrounding circle of Parliament. But more recently, now you can have, members of Parliament can access the internet and, look up resources both on the parliamentary website and outside, sitting inside the Houses of Parliament. But I think the most fascinating thing about the institution of Parliament is that our institution of Parliament is perhaps the most transparent institution. If you ever wanted to reach out to a member of Parliament, you can find their details, their biography, their home addresses, their telephone numbers, their email addresses on the Parliament website. Whatever gets debated, during the day in Parliament, a written transcript of that debate in an uncorrected form is available later that evening. Loksabha and Rajyasabha television also put up clippings of what each single member of Parliament said on a particular debate, and all of that is available, to people like you and me, both in a written format and also in a digital format. So I think those are some of the things that I'd like to outline.